Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Deal with a woman who is an investment. This is very important. Now, I've talked before about dealing with an asset and not a liability, and here's another way of saying it, and I saw this on one of the numerous clips that I see online. You know, dealing with a woman who is not like taking money out of your pocket, an investment. When I say investment, what is this woman doing for you? And not that she's just pretty and just making your ego feel good. Because let me talk about that for a second. Sometimes a man will get a woman and that's our only thing, you know? I remember on a movie that was made back in 20 years ago, and it was a popular movie. Really started a lot. It was called Diary of a Tired Black Man, and this dude was going through some hell with this woman, and he thought about why he really got with her. She was fine. she was fine, and he realized that she was not an investment. An investment is a woman that, even if you spend money on it, and you know how I am about spending money, but let's be real, you take her out someplace nice, you getting something in return. But not just your money, but you getting something for your time. She is in cooperation with your operation. She's good to have around and everything. That's the type of woman that you want to deal with. That's the type of woman that you want. You don't want that type of woman who is really causing you some hell. You don't want that type of woman who is really breaking you down. Because let me talk about that for a second. Many men will get a woman, and she's cute though. She got a fat ass though, but she's breaking them down. You first of all, you got to think, what is your mission? What is your purpose? What are you trying to do as a man? All right, then the type of woman that's going to help. And she don't have to be some doormat or something like that, like some people might think. She don't have to be that. She just need to be a woman who's going to be a help meet your mission, help you in life. Even if she jump on you about something, which is nothing wrong with that if it's helping you to become a better man. That's an investment. That's an investment not just of money, but of your time, of your energy. You got to think about that and when you meet a woman and you maybe going on that initial date, yeah, she fine, whatever you like in a woman, whatever you like, pretty face, nice breasts. I always say that, but I like a butt dunk and thick thighs. But whatever you like, I don't know, pretty toes, whatever you like. All right, fine, she looks good. All right, you go on that initial date. Is she talking in such a way that you will go far with her? Is she the type that can help you increase your business, increase your job? Is she the type just, if nothing else, just make you a better person? That's an investment right there. That's the type of woman you want to deal with. Because there's a lot of guys out here dealing with women who are spending their money, breaking them down emotionally. Let me talk about that. Forget the money part. You can always get the money back. But if a woman break you down emotionally, that might be you for a very long time. Shoot, that could be you for life. There are men out there, they got with the wrong woman and they broken down for life. For life. Hear what I'm saying? That woman was not an investment to them. You want that woman who is going to you notice I haven't even mentioned sex, but I'm talking, you can get sex from any woman, really. That's a whole other conversation. But I'm talking about that woman you can talk with. She giving you some ideas. I'm talking about that woman who, when you feeling down, she going to be like, baby, you got this. She going to have that strength. She going to do what she got to do to help you. And you know what? Nah, she might not be supermodel of the world. Or she could be. But whatever the case, however she look, she need to be that woman that's helping you to become a better man. That's helping you on your mission in cooperation with your operation. You know, you looking at your life, it's like, things have been better with her. Better. Whatever issues you got to deal with, she's helping you deal with whatever personal issues you got. That's how deep it got to be. And I'm going to tell you what, you can find that out right away. Shoot, that's the purpose. Shoot, that's one of the things in dating you need to find out. Forget how fine she is and you trying to get her in bed. See, some guys too many guys just be trying to get the woman in bed and everything. I was like, nah, you got to find out what's up with her. Some older men with experience, they know that. They were like, nah, they ain't, because like I said earlier, you find out sex is easy. And let me shout out Cousin T-Taw. He'll say sex is like a handshake with many women. Nah, you want some woman who, when you around her and you know what, you give her your business idea, she's saying, how can she help? You know? I remember back in the early 90s, I remember some of the stuff I was talking about doing, including writing some other stuff. I'll keep that to myself. And I remember a couple women like, oh, that's cute. I was like, man, she had a fat ass too. Couple of them, they were saying, they didn't have any support for what I was doing. They didn't take seriously. But I dealt with one, right? Now, she wasn't as fine as the other ones, right? But she was serious. She was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And she was like, hey, what can I do to help you? I was like, oh, snap. She wanted to hear more. I was like, oh, snap. She would have been an investment. And, we were still cool. There was some other stuff there, so didn't end up with her and everything. In fact, there was one very beautiful woman, and she was real cool, real fine, but she wouldn't have been an investment because remember what I was saying yesterday about social class? Me and her were just different classes. I had an idea about some stuff to do, and she didn't want to go that far. Good woman, very good woman. But she wouldn't have been an investment though. See, you got to think about that. See, you don't have time out here. Look, I'm going to tell you what. Out here with all the stuff going on, you got to make sure you deal with the right type of woman. You got to make sure that woman is going to be the type that's going to be an investment, that can help you get where you're trying to go. Remember, your main relationship is with yourself. And this go beyond getting sex. You can get sex anyway. Hell, you can pay for it, even though I'm personally against that. You can pay for the pussy. But having that woman who gonna be beside you when you trying to do something, and that woman also gonna be beside you when you have some down moments. Because like I always say about success, it is not a straight line. There's gonna be some down moments. So who is there for you? You need to think about that. Don't be caught up in all this other bull. Is that woman an investment? I want y'all to think about that. You rolling with me, you got to go beyond just that little petty stuff. That little stuff, all right? I want y'all to think about that. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. And I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.